This is the year you start your online business. And in this video, I'm going to share with you what you can do to get up and running and making money within weeks, even if you've never done it before. But first, I wanted to say a big thank you to the sponsor of this video, Taylor Brands. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more about them in just a little bit. I've been building online ventures since the age of 12, back in 2002, which has been a little while now. And since then, I've had businesses in various niches such as photography, health and wellness, advertising, and now business coaching. And there are a few steps you need to take in order to start an online business. Number one, decide what business to start. Duh. Number two, decide what you will actually be selling. Number three, decide on your sales mechanism. Number four, decide how you'll be getting traffic or eyeballs onto that offer. And number five, decide on your growth strategy. So let's dive into the first element. What kind of business should you start? Through all the different things that I've done and all the different clients I've supported, I've actually identified that there are two different types of businesses that people usually tend to start when it comes to online business. The first being personality-based, and the second being more brand-based. So what does that mean? Let me start with the brand-based. So brand-based types of businesses are those that are mainly focusing on there's no human that's the face of the brand, right? It's a brand, it's a company, it's an organization. And in many cases, these are types of businesses that sell physical products, potentially digital products. But for example, it's things like drop shipping, e-commerce with your own products, white labeling with other people's products, having an agency model, certain education, networking groups, or software as service. And those are really great and they can go really, really far, but they're not really the easiest type of business to start, in my opinion, which is why I personally try not to do too much with the brand-based types of businesses. So if that's you, if that's the kind of business you want to start, that's totally fine. I think the whole video is still going to be valuable for you, so keep watching. But my specialty are people who want to start personality-based businesses. So those are people who want to sell their services, coaching, digital products, online courses, or becoming an affiliate for other people's products by being an influencer potentially, being a speaker or an author, and really building out a business from there. So the reason why I love personality-based businesses is because it is super easy to get started because you already have everything necessary to start. All you need is yourself, just you, the way you are. Yes, all of your quirks and all your weird things that you do, that is actually a part of why someone will want to hire you or buy from you. I know it sounds crazy. When I was first starting out, I was like deep in imposter syndrome. I had a lot of self-doubt. I had a lot of mindset stuff going on, but yet people still hired me. And they often said they hired me because I was, an immigrant, or I was a woman, or I was like a little quirky and a little weird, or maybe I cussed sometimes. So the way you are right now is amazing. Yes, you're going to have to improve your skills when it comes to sales and branding and all of that, but ultimately the knowledge that you already have inside of you is enough. The skills that you already have inside of you that you can do for someone else or with someone else, you can charge for that. And a lot of times, an easy way to get started for people, if you're not sure, like, how do I actually start that? What should that business be? Literally taking what you already know, maybe what you're doing in your 9-to-5 job, and seeing how you can turn that into something that you could have inside of your business. You're basically monetizing you. You're monetizing your skills, your knowledge, your awesomeness. Like, that's enough to be very, very profitable. And now let's talk a little bit more about what exactly do you monetize? What is the thing that you're selling? So let's move over to number two. Number two, decide what you'll be selling. What is that thing you're monetizing? So my recommendation for most people is to sell services where you do something either for someone or with someone. That's basically coaching, done for you services, consulting. If you're good at design, you can create graphic design for people, create websites. If you're good at writing, you could be a ghostwriter or a proofreader or an editor. You could create copy for people's websites that are entrepreneurs and business owners. If you know even a little bit of tech, you could be a virtual assistant. But basically, yeah, I want you to do something for someone or with someone. Obviously, coaching is a huge thing. I would say 90% of my clients are coaches. And if you're already good about that, if you're already interested in becoming a coach, or maybe you are already a coach, amazing skill. Absolutely. But I will say that done-for-you services are just a tiny bit easier to sell. The reason why is because people, especially busy professionals, And business owners and entrepreneurs, we don't have a lot of time, right? So we're constantly looking for ways to either have more time or to outsource tasks that we don't really know how to do or want to do. So if you're good at something, this is a great opportunity for you to enrich someone's life by not having them do that particular thing. So for example, if you work in accounting, you could literally become a financial coach for someone. You could become a bookkeeper for someone and have them be your own clients that you do on your own time. You could be a virtual CFO. There's so many different options that you could take when it comes to taking that skill that you already have and turning it into your own business. If you're great at design, maybe you're a graphic designer at your job, but you really don't like it. Maybe you want to get your own clients, do graphic design for other businesses. Really, really simple. If you're pretty tech savvy, but you don't necessarily know specific tools that business owners use, you can go and see what do business owners tend to use, learn those tools, and then sell your time as a service provider for those businesses. And I want to mention a quick thing. Yes, I'm telling you to sell your time. Yes. In the beginning, you're gonna trade dollars for hours. And guess what? If you eventually wanna sell more scalable offers, courses, memberships, group programs, all of that, yes, I want you to do that in the future. And in order to get there, you're gonna need to know what you're doing first. You're gonna need to get into a flow of building your audience, having clients that you're working with, having testimonials, having social proof, having results for people. And you're not gonna get there by just jumping right in and be like, everyone's talking about courses, let's create a course. Please work with clients first, refine your skills, get better, charge way more. You get to charge way more for done-for-you services and coaching or anything that's one-on-one, which is why I think it's the easiest way to get started, the fastest way to get started, and you can literally get your first client within a week. All you have to do is choose your outcome, choose your features, and choose your price. What is the outcome you're providing someone? How are you providing it for them? And then what are you charging them? Now, speaking of price, I'm a huge fan for one-on-one services or done-for-you services to charge appropriately. Like, you shouldn't be charging peanuts for your work. You've probably spent years learning how to do a specific thing or just having the presence to be there with the client, and you should be getting paid well for it. Now, a way for you to feel more confident in charging is making sure that you actually look professional when you're getting out there and getting clients, right? A way for you to start charging is based on how you present yourself, looking like a real business. And this is exactly what our sponsor does. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop over and show you exactly what Taylor Brands can do to help you build your brand from scratch very, very quickly. I'm gonna show you a quick tutorial of what they are as well as how they can help you. So Taylor Brands is an amazing all-in-one solution that allows you to launch your business pretty easily and really look professional in probably less than 60 minutes, which is incredible. So they do a lot of stuff. You are able to form an LLC, you can create your logo, you can create your website, you can literally do a lot of things. And it's super simple. I'm gonna show you exactly what this looks like, typing in my brand name, and we're gonna hit design. So it's cool because you get to really select what that might be. So let's do original content. We're gonna select an industry. I'm gonna say marketing. So this is awesome because if you prefer to have like a brand type of business, you can have an icon designed. If you're more of a personality type of business, you can create a name-based logo, which I am gonna go with because that's me. And you can select 3 different styles that you like. So I'm gonna go with bolder, classy, and thin. So this is where it gets awesome. So they literally are showing you just a little bit of what you're gonna be able to have, or you can design your t-shirts, literally like a little link tree type of thing. So many different options, and you get to customize what your logo may potentially look like. So this would be really cool if it was just your name, and if I like that, I can customize it. I can tweak it a little bit in terms of my fonts. You can really customize it to fit your vibe, your brand. And from there, you literally get to create anything you want. It is so super easy and simple. So make sure to check out Taylor Brands with the link below and use my code HeartBehindHustle YT for 40% off Taylor Brands. All right, let's talk about number 3, choose your sales mechanism. So all that means is, how are you actually getting these sales? How are you actually getting these clients signed up for your programs, for your offers, for your services? What exactly is happening? And this is going to be dependent on what exactly you're selling. But if you're following my advice so far and you're starting a brand new business, your first online business, you're probably gonna start with a service-based business, right? So a way that you get service service-based clients and the mechanism with which you enroll those clients is actually very straightforward. You don't need to have a lot of fancy tools. You don't need softwares. You don't need sales funnels. You don't have to get complicated about that. And I think a lot of people really try to overcomplicate the process of building a business when it doesn't have to be that complicated, especially not for you to get to your first 10 clients. Like, it doesn't have to be complicated. Now, there are 3 core ways that people typically end up making sales. Number 1 is through phone calls. Number 2 is by having DM conversations, direct message conversations in like Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever. And number 3 is through your written content or just organic content, and that includes sales pages. So I want to mention the last one. You're not necessarily going to be creating sales pages to sell your services. That is something that you can do when you're scaling, but it's really not that important right now. So you don't need to worry about sales page builders and all of that stuff. We can just release that. Now, the 2 main most common ways that my clients end up booking their own clients is by utilizing phone calls and DM conversations. The reason why is because someone's going to be hiring you to do something for them or with them one-on-one. The way to then enroll them should also be in a one-on-one setting, right? They want to know who you are. They want to get your vibe. And that's how you're going to be getting that client. So you're going to have to just have a conversation, and you don't have to make it complicated. Again, yes, there's scripts that you can use for sales. Yes, there's ways for you to get people into conversations. Please don't go spamming people. Don't send weird messages to strangers. Like, no one likes that. It is going to take a little bit of time, but there's at least 1 or 2 clients in your network right now that you can connect with and have a conversation with and offer them your services at a special rate. Now, the other piece of that is the logistical piece. Like, how do you actually get this person to become a client? Like, what do you have to do? You're going to need to create a contract, and you're going to have to process the payments. Now, good for you. I already have videos about how to do that. I have multiple videos about how to process payments, so you can watch that. You can see the different options and go with that. And then just a really simple contract. Yeah, you're going to need to protect yourself, so have something in place for that. And if you need help, there's some information down below, and you can definitely check out my masterclass as well, where I tell you a little bit more about how to actually find those clients, how to actually like get those people signed up for your programs. All right, let's talk about number 4, which is how exactly are you getting traffic? So what that means is, how are you getting eyeballs onto your offer? How are you getting in front of people who might potentially want to buy your services? Now, even when you have an online business, it's very possible that you're going to get some of your first clients by leveraging offline marketing. And a lot of times it's not even offline marketing. It's really just connecting with people who are already in your network. And I promise, I would say 90% of my clients already have, when they just are starting their business, they probably have at least one person that would be willing to pay them for their knowledge, for their skills, for their presence, for their coaching, whatever. Like, there's at least one person in your current network right now that would be willing to pay. It doesn't necessarily have to be a friend, but it could be a friend of a friend. It could be a family member of a friend. There's someone that is connected to your network that you could literally leverage right now and tap into right now and book your first client. All you have to do is get comfortable with being uncomfortable. I know it feels awkward to ask. I know it feels awkward to pitch yourself, but listen, it is not going to be you sitting in the comfort zone, building a business or having it be built by itself. You're going to have to put yourself outside of that comfort zone and actually do the work. And the second thing that you can do, especially after you get your first few clients, is leveraging the online channels. And all of my clients are coming from online. Very, very, very few people are ever booking me because of in-person stuff. And that's because I don't really do a lot of local or in-person marketing. My business is fully online. And there are 2 ways that you can approach online marketing. There's the short-term, like quicker ways to get people in front of you, and there are the longer term ways. If you're on YouTube, it's possible you have a YouTube channel. You might be thinking, okay, I'm gonna get some clients from YouTube. Actually, YouTube is, I would say, a long-term strategy. It's not something that's gonna pay off right away. It's not something that's gonna get you clients right away. And the reason why is because it's kind of operating more like a search engine, and it's really meant for more evergreen types of content. A video that is this video right now might not get a lot of views in the beginning, but over time, and might actually blow up, right? So that's very common with YouTube, but not good if you're wanting to get a client immediately. Now, the same thing is SEO, search engine optimization. That's basically building a website and writing articles on there and hoping that people type something related to your business in Google and find you. Now, that's an amazing way to get clients, but it takes a long time for it to work, and you really need to know SEO. And if you don't know that, it's not going to get you clients, and it's not going to get you clients right away, by the way. It does take months for it to actually like start driving traffic. So those two options are not actually options I recommend for most people who are just starting. If you have plenty of time, do it for sure, because it's going to pay off in the future. But if you're wanting to get clients right away, there's two other things I recommend doing. Number one, I recommend doing organic marketing, focusing on at least one social media platform and being very present and having your energy there on that platform, creating content, good content, really showing up and connecting with ideal clients. And the second piece is also using paid advertising. Now, not everyone's going to be able to use paid advertising. I'm going to tell you, I don't usually recommend new business owners to run paid advertising. I don't recommend it until you've already made at least, I would say, $5,000 a month. But there are some exceptions. Maybe you're very, very busy. You don't have time for, popping into Instagram all the time, and you would rather spend money versus time on attracting clients, in which case you can absolutely do that with paid advertising as well. I am a huge fan of using Instagram ads as well as Facebook ads to get in front of ideal clients. Now, that's something I'm not going to talk about in this video, because that's literally many different videos I could do, and it is something I work on with my clients as well. But there's a few videos I have on this channel about advertising that you can check out as well. And lastly, you want to decide on your growth strategy. So what exactly is the end goal? What are you looking to create? Are you building this business to eventually leave your 9-to-5 job? In which case, what income level do you need to get your business to, and at what time frame, so you can actually feel confident quitting that 9-to-5 job? What is the monthly recurring revenue you need to have, right? A lot of my clients will tell me that their first benchmark is $5K a month, because many people end up making $5K a month in their 9-to-5, and then they can feel confident letting go of that 9-to-5 to focus on the business. So maybe it's $5K a month, maybe it's $3K a month, maybe it's $10K a month. For me, it was $10K when I was quitting my 9-to-5 back in 2015. So I need to make sure that I was really laser focused and showing up and really being very mindful of my time so that my results would match that vision that I had. Now, with the other piece with that too is identifying, how do you want your business to eventually look like? Do you want to be the main person that's only doing the one-on-one forever because you really love it? Some of my clients are photographers, designers, copywriters, and other people who really love their craft and actually feel kind of protective over it. They don't necessarily want to outsource it for the sake of building out a big agency. So there are ways for you to scale and grow, even while retaining the ability for you to work with one-on-one clients. You can increase your rates to a certain level and then create scalable offers to support you with that. Whether it's courses, group programs, memberships, what have you, there's a lot of different options for you to continue increasing your income, your monthly income, increasing your rates that you charge as well, but not necessarily having to work with more and more and more one-on-one clients. That's how you actually scale. So I think especially for people that are really good at what they do, like one-on-one, and they want to keep doing that, great. There's a way for you to do that without burning out. And then secondly, some people really just want to be a teacher. They don't necessarily want to be doing one-on-one work forever. And look, that's a whole different conversation. You can definitely do that. You can create courses, you can create group programs. Like, there's a lot of things you can do. And I still usually recommend starting with one-on-one just because it's faster. Like, it's faster for you to get clients. You don't need a certain amount of people in the program in order to run it. You get to charge a lot more. You're a lot more in control of what you do with that client. And it's just easier. Like, it's so much easier to make money. Anytime you're creating courses and stuff like that, like, you're gonna need additional tools. You're gonna need to run advertising, or really show up a lot on your social media. You're gonna need to get a lot of sales to hit your monetary goals, which isn't necessarily the case with one-on-one. So this is why I focus on that. But ultimately, it is your choice. Regardless, thank you so much for being here. I really hope that you found value in this video, and please consider subscribing if you haven't yet. I post all sorts of videos about entrepreneurship, business, marketing, and this is Heart Behind Hustle. My name is Camila, and I'm so happy to have had you here. I'll see you in the next video.